Welcome everybody. This is Shannon from Dallas. This is her living room that we are going to room revamp today. But first, let us introduce ourselves. We are Heather and Aaron from Pinkwell Designs, the founders of Pinkwell Designs, which that's an interior design studio for every home, every host, every budget. And this is Room Revamp, live on Wayfair Professional. You guys can shop along while we revamp this room today. We're going to show you all the products that we use. We're going to tell you why we picked them, and you're going to see what this room is going to look like after. So definitely stick around until the end. We're also going to be later talking about 4th of July decor, which is around the corner. So you definitely want to stay for that as well. But so let's get right into it. This is, as I mentioned, Shannon from Dallas. Oh, and you guys can submit your rooms as well if you want. Just pop over to our website, Pinkwell Designs. Sorry. And oh, this is why. Sorry, guys. I'm just showing you where to go. PinkwellDesignsInc.com if you want to submit your own room for us to revamp it live on this show. Okay, so let's get right into the diagnosis. Aaron, where should we start? What is not working for this room?
Yeah, so we're going to bring up the room that we're talking about. This is Shannon's living room. And first glance, I feel it's a little gray. She lives in Dallas. It's lacking that like hominess, the warmth that we really want to shine through. So we always try to work with like as much existing furniture as possible. So we will be working with one sectional, the coffee table and a mirror, and then all the rest we're gonna kind of give some swaps. So yeah, we can kind of start she has an opportunity to do paint or wallpaper, add some texture and pattern to the walls. So that's going to be first up.
Yeah. Some wallpaper, like I think the main thing in this room is it's almost so cool. It's like blue.
Yeah.
Like and then there's blue furniture too. So it's leaning just cold.
Right.
So yeah, and then the paint's not helping. So okay, yeah. First up, the wallpaper. We're gonna put it on the ceiling, and there's a little tray ceiling there. So this is kind of like the perfect situation for a wallpapered ceiling if you're too afraid to do the entire thing. The other thing too is that like the ceiling's kind of continuous over to the kitchen and stuff as well. So wallpapering just the tray is like the perfect little pop of design without overdoing it.
Touch, yeah. And before we kind of get into the furniture, you almost want to understand maybe a color palette, so then you can work with that. So we'll bring that up. This is how we always start all of our designs. We always want to understand what colors are going to work well in the space, what is the vibe we're kind of trying to achieve. And you can always focus on a few colors and put like little touches of that throughout the room. So we have some browns in there, some navy blue rather than kind of, you know, that lighter blue that's shining through right now. So keep this in mind when you guys are designing your spaces, and this will be the palette that we're focused on moving forward for Shannon's room.
Yes.
So yeah, you touched on that wallpaper. By the way, it's super cheap, so you can always check out clearance wallpaper and still get that effect that wallpaper brings. We've used peel and stick many times, and it does work.
It does. There's also like this really great like easy hang spray that you can get as well to make it even easier. But I feel like our rule of thumb when we're designing for clients is like anytime I see under $1 per square foot, you know that's like an unbelievable deal on wallpaper. Like to do this tray ceiling, I'm not good at math, but it's going to be like, I don't know, like $200, like something very inexpensive. Yeah. So under $1 is like you've got yourself a great deal. Just a nice rule of thumb.
So we'll get that out of the way. That's wallpaper. And then we're also going to recommend she just paint the walls. Like Heather said, it's very blue. We need to get rid of that. So we're just going to go with a nice neutral white to keep that space looking bright and warm. Next up, currently she has a fan. And what a missed opportunity in the space. So we're going to go with this swap.
Yeah. This is a really nice ceiling light, and it's not like I think people think chandelier and they think of like a classic princess like crystal chandelier, but you can really get creative with chandeliers. Like this is kind of a woodeny like black with some blacks, and like it's warm. It leans like very Dallas, but it's also not over the top. Like it's not like this crazy luxurious thing. And yeah, ceiling fans are like a constant debate in the Pinkwell Designs team, but definitely in a living room in a house with air conditioning, like we just don't need a fan.
Yeah, agreed. So that's a good swap there. And then moving on to the windows, it looks like on the side that she has the the sofa there, the longer side, there's some windows. So we always recommend floor to ceiling curtains.
Yes.
And again, these ones are a very inexpensive option. It just adds that decor element onto the wall.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. If you want to bring color into the room, you can do it through curtains. If you want to bring something a little bit more soft, like if you have an intense paint color that you want to break up a little bit, you could also break it up with curtains. Curtains are almost more decorative than they are functional a lot of times. Like, don't get me wrong, we definitely use curtains for like bedrooms and stuff like that to black out the light when people are sleeping. But especially in a living room, it just brings it up a notch. It brings it like the blinds, I'm sure, are like doing the physical light blocking, but then the curtains just add that like extra element, like you said.
Yeah, and that navy touch will look really nice complementing with that lighter couch as well.
Yeah.
So like we said, we're going to keep that I keep saying sectional because that's often what you would see. But because it is a larger space, we're going to get rid of that smaller piece of the matching set, and we're going to swap it for new, just new contrasting accent chairs. So those are the ones that we chose for the room that match the color palette.
Yeah. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you have the showroom open so that you know what we were talking about. So we have these two like really beautiful, deep, like brown accent chairs.
They're camel.
Yeah,
camel,
like they're not
brown.
Camel, yeah. And that's going to be so nice with like the navy, the light blue that she already has. And then now we're starting to bring in those other like warmer browns into the room. Another tip too I wanted to like add here is, let's say you are a person that like loves blue and like clearly in here there's a bit of a blue theme. Doing the multi-tonal thing with a color is just such a nicer way to like break it up, add it in, and like bring in that more designer element. Because right now there's matching furniture, which we're not obsessed with, and then there's like the same like tone of blue in the TV console and kind of in the lighting. So like bringing in the navy just really, you know, deepens everything and just gives it more.
Yeah.
More. Gives it
you
more.
want to stay away from making it too matchy.
Exactly.
That's how you get that interior design feel and element through the contrasting, but things that pair very nicely together.
Yeah.
So swapping those those chairs for that smaller sofa piece. And then the rug in the space is way too small. So we often see this, especially in living spaces, bedrooms even. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the right size of rugs. Always go bigger. And we went with this swap, again, to bring in a lot of those elements that were in our original color palette.
Yeah. So it's what, a nice, like, it's like a traditional kind of, I guess it's like a traditional rug is what you would say, with like some neutral elements. I'm like a big fan, I think you are too. In a large open concept living room like this, I'm a 9x13 girl. Like I would just want to see the biggest rug pot. I mean, I feel like it could probably fit that, just eyeing it. Like 8x10 would probably still even be too small. But just the biggest rug that can possibly fit is just so much better. I like when the whole entire couch is on the rug. Like you can get away with having just the front legs on it. That's still going to look great. But I just love when it really fills a space. It just makes such a difference. And it's kind of cozy too. Like
it's going to make the room appear bigger as well.
Yeah.
So that one tip, the curtains, right? Floor to ceiling. Bigger. You want to fill the space. It'll give it that luxury, more elevated finished look.
Yeah.
And then, yes, so we're going to keep that coffee table. We kind of debated if it was small in the space. It is a little smaller, but because we're being mindful of like budget, all that, it still does work.
The design works for sure. Yeah. Could it be a touch bigger in a perfect world? Yes. But I think it's still good.
But to work with like the existing amount of things, where we're going to opt is to just add another one of those poofs that are in the space as well.
Yeah. I know with poofs, I think doing 2 or like even a cluster, depending on the space size, is always the way to go. One is just like, unless it's a corner that just has nothing in it and you pair it with something else, that can work. But when you're talking about poofs, like 2 or more, I think for sure. One is just kind of like lost. So we're doing just like a neutral ottoman, right? And yes. I feel like under $100 for an ottoman is also like a really good deal.
Agreed. Moving on. So here's where we can, again, bring in that color palette. We are opting for all new throw pillows. So we chose, again, to kind of match those accent chairs with the camel kind of lighter beige look, as well as these blue accent ones, just adding more pattern, more for the vibe that we're going in this Dallas home. And all of these kind of paired together will look really nicely on that couch and take away from that very light couch. We'll talk kind of now moving over to the TV space.
Cool. So yeah, number one thing that's like just annoying the heck out of me are the exposed cords. So like just a great rule of thumb and a tip and a hack is anytime, like if you can't get the cord inside the wall, grab some cord cover. We have some for you here in this video, and paint it the same color as the wall. And that's just gonna make such a difference. Like you'll still see it, but it'll be very, very camouflaged, almost not there. But like a crooked kind of black cord against a wall is it just looks so bad. We just are not a fan of that at all. So that is the quickest fix, some, cheap cord cover with some paint over top of it. So that's gonna make a big difference on this wall. But of course the TV is like, a good size for the space. It works. And then console.
Yeah, we went with the new console. So again, that other one, it's nice. It's just when we bring all the elements together, we felt like we still wanted to bring in that darker tonality of the navy. So we swapped it with this sideboard here, and just another option to kind of hide more cords, like Heather was talking about, actually in the unit as well.
Yeah, lots of strategies there.
And then if you kind of like look your eyes over onto the other side of the wall, there is a console table, there's an existing bench, and we felt that we wanted to still add some dimension, and it served a better purpose of being a console table. So we're going to keep that same mirror above, but just swap the bench out for a nicer console table. You can put some, trinkets, some decor pieces on there, and it really will just kind of, again, bring the room together, make it more elevated, and appear larger.
Nice. What else do we have? Anything else?
Oh, finally, just that lamp.
We
can talk about the lamp.
Yeah. No, sorry. Actually, wait. I don't even know. Oh, we've swapped out. So, okay. I think there's an existing. I think you can see my mouse. No, you can't. There's an existing table lamp on a table. It looks like. We took all that out and added a floor lamp. Table lamps are good and they're nice. But sometimes in a living room, a floor lamp, you want something a little bit taller, just to bring in more light and more ambiance. Sometimes a table lamp just isn't enough in a bigger space like this. So adding in a nice floor lamp is the perfect thing. And we just went with something really traditional and like neutral. You kind of can't really go wrong with a style like this.
Yeah. And we're almost done. We always finish off the space with some kind of greenery. So on that coffee table right now, I think it's just some books and a remote. Always hide the remotes if you're taking photos of your spaces. And we're just going to put a nice vase with some greenery, and it'll just, again, bring the place together feeling a lot more homey than it currently is.
Yeah.
Want to show them the after?
So yeah, if you guys want to see, this is, well, we can bring them through quickly. This is kind of like where we were at in terms of what we were thinking about, but this is what it actually looks like. There we go. So that's the before, and then now this is the after. And you know, as you guys can see, it just looks like a whole new space. We did still incorporate that existing sofa, but it just looks like much more elevated, warmer. It kind of just looks different. The room, that rug is doing so much. It's just opening it up, making it look so different and much bigger. We're gonna do the video again?
Yeah.
Yeah, video's nice. Fun. The before and after, just
you
boom.
Really see
so such a difference. So yeah, and then I like, honestly, these swaps were not like breaking the bank. We don't have a total. We should get that for you guys next time. But I don't think that this was like very expensive. Just very minor things, some paint, a little bit of wallpaper, you know, the blinds stayed, the TV stayed, the bigger sofa stayed. So like we didn't have to do that much. This is an easy like weekend transformation for sure.
Yeah.
So there it is one more time for you guys.
I'm even just kind of doing the math in my head, and I think we stayed definitely under like the $4,000 or $5,000 mark.
Yeah.
Because a lot of your bigger pieces are gonna come from a couch, right?
Yeah.
And we just swapped the most expensive pieces were actually those accent chairs.
Yeah.
But everything else is kind of staying around that like 200 mark. So relatively good little room revamp there.
Yep. Here it is one more time, before and then boom, just totally different. So now we would like to talk to you guys about the 4th of July. You know, it's coming up. It's in 2 weeks. And we're gonna do something that's like red, white, and actually cute, because as you guys know, 4th of July decor can get a little cheesy sometimes. And we want to make sure that we're kind of giving you guys some suggestions that are going to be elevated, still on trend, and then also stuff that you can like keep and use other times throughout the year. Because what is really frustrating is getting stuff that's so specific for the one holiday, and then you have to store it somewhere, or like, what do you throw it out and get something new? So we've taken a little bit of a different approach to this holiday, and it's going to be easier things that can be used all year round. So let's get right into it. So for this, well, you know what? Let's just show you guys what we created. So we'll throw this up for you here. So this is our little 4th of July backyard party, okay? And we'll walk you through kind of our choices. So just like the living room, we wanted to anchor the space with a rug. Outdoor rugs are often skipped, but they're so nice to bring in that like outdoor living to a space. So we went with like a navy rug with like some stripes, because this could be your rug all year round, especially when you remove the other red, white, and blue stuff. This definitely works. Or it's as simple as just rolling it up, storing it in like a very small space in like a basement, garage, closet. Like rugs do not take up a lot of space. So that is a really easy thing to, sorry, I just got distracted. Do we have the rug?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
spotlight it.
Oh, perfect. The rug is just, yeah, that's just an easy thing to start with, right? And then once you've started with that, we figure that a lot of people probably already have like a neutral outdoor couch. We don't want you guys to change your, you know, sofa, change the cushions, but throw pillows are the easiest thing to incorporate. So rather than doing like, you know, flag and like pattern this and that, just doing like the red, white, and blue colors in pillows bring in that like flag element, but it isn't a flag. And these can easily be used. Again, if you remove the red, you could go the rest of the year with just the blue and the white. It looks really nice with the navy rug. Very easy things to include. And then the other thing is if you wanted to just take the covers off, you can replace them with different covers throughout the rest of the year. So very easy swaps to make for that.
I will just say that like the other part, we're unable to kind of showcase each individual pieces, so we'll just talk about them.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like adding to spotlight.
Oh, okay, so. Perfect.
So next up are these fun lights that are on the ground.
Yeah.
This is such a cool way, again, that you could just put them out for the holidays, put them in a tote, and bring them out for the next year. They're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
So any of these items you can still shop and see them in our profile there, but Yeah, they just come in a variety of different colors. You can change them. I think they can even go in pools.
I was just gonna say that,
which is like a pretty cool feature.
Or a hot tub.
Yeah.
Or you just place them in, because it's like, what do you do with your hot tub if nobody's in it? Like, throw some of these lights in.
And it's such a vibe for like if your parties go late night. So such a cool little accent feature piece there.
Yeah. We did include a flag throw blanket because you have to have like something, I think, but a throw blanket is the easiest thing to like take out. Somebody actually might even wear it because if they get cold at night, it's a nice subtle touch, but we don't need everything to be like flag printed. That again is the easiest, like store for later in like a linen closet or something. Just very, very like simple and an easy way to include, you know, that type of decor. And then on the table, we actually went for like mostly neutral serving platters and like drink stuff because again, you want to be able to use it all year round. But then what we did strategically was add in some red, white, and blue fake faux flame candles. Which is a really nice way to just include, because like otherwise, what do you put on your, like, what can you find that's red, white, and blue? Like just a ball. So candles are nice because they're romantic. They bring in that like luxury, like kind of a luxurious element. And then of course at night when people are getting ready to do fireworks, it is nice to have that like romantic kind of candle atmosphere on the table where ultimately everybody gathers. But for trays and stuff like that, we didn't do like the flag trays, the red, white, and blue trays. We stuck to mostly like neutrals and clears. Because you kind of just don't really need all of that stuff. And again, you want to be able to use it year round. One place though that we did kind of go a little all out on is the lighting. So we added some of these like tiki torches. Those are solar panel. They just literally stick into your garden. You have to do nothing else. The sun setting will turn them on. So you don't even have to remember like a timer or anything like that. And then of course, swagging some string lights over your like area where you're going to be hanging out just makes the world of difference. Lighting is almost like the feature here. And then like the red, white, and blue accents are really just accents. And that's going to give you like such a romantic, elevated, like nice way to do 4th of July.
Yeah. And the whole goal from this is everybody's out every weekend enjoying their backyard. So you don't always want it to be the red, white, and blue all the time. And these are easy swaps that you guys can kind of make and bring as like seasons change, right? Not even just for holidays. And we see that a lot and do that a lot with the throw pillows. I know you touched on the blanket, but the throw pillows are such an easy swap. You can even take it to the step of just switching out the actual pillow cover. So it's an inexpensive hack. So you can kind of keep up with all the seasons and all the holidays and all of that.
Yeah. Yep. So that's how we would do red, white, and actually cute. And again, you guys can shop all of these things too at the replay. We'll have all of these products linked for you, especially if you want to get these cool globe lights. They're just so cool. So yeah, that is how we would do it. And we would love to see how you guys end up decorating for 4th of July. If you do post, tag us at Pinkball Designs because we would love to see what it looks like. But I think that is it for this very first live. But we do want to remind you guys and ask you if you guys want your rooms to be revamped live on this show, just go to pinkwalldesigns.inc.com and submit your room. Actually, it says submit your listing. So if you have an Airbnb, you can submit your Airbnb as well. But yeah, living rooms, bedrooms, like any room in your house, any space that you can think of, submit it. And we would be happy to look it over and give you our swaps, our design decisions.
Yeah.
But that's it. So thank you guys. If you tuned in live, thank you so much. If you're watching the replay, make sure you subscribe to our channel, please, and follow us on our social media. And we will see you guys. We're going to be here in this exact spot every other Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you missed this one, come back for July 1st. That's going to be our next one. And every other Wednesday after that.
Awesome.
Any last words?
Yeah. Thanks for joining in, guys. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you guys soon. Thanks so much for joining.